Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. And today I wanted to talk to you about a strategy that has helped me in my life become more abundant. So oftentimes I have people come to my farm. I have a very humble 2.5 acre farmstead. It's more of a homestead, but it's a farm. We grow a lot of produce. We don't sell it to the market or the chefs. I do have chef friends I'll give a surplus to, but that's not what we mainly do. So technically we're not a farm selling produce, but we are a farm. We have chickens, we have gardens, we have almost 100 fruit trees, a lot of them bearing fruits already. We're only like 3 years into this site. And it's been so humbling to work with the land and be a farmer, first of all. And people come to the farm and they get touched by what we're doing because not a lot of people do it in 2024 in Palm Beach County, trying to really live, with the land and try to grow as much food as they can for their community. So that's what we're trying to do and model to people. So they'll come to our farm and get inspired, if you will, and say like, I want this. Like, how do you have this? People are like, I've never even heard of this fruit and you're growing it and you could eat it. And it's like, yeah, we're facilitators. We're co-creators with God, whatever you want to call it, the universe, nature, creation. That's already going on. Like these tangerines, I showed up to the property. Tangerines were already doing what they're doing. I don't do anything. I walk out there and grab the tangerine off the tree. And it's not that simple. Like to someone, it's like, oh, how do you have that? It's like, I'm already at that end scene, right? Of what I'm talking about, picking the fruit off the tree. But to someone who lives in an apartment or someone who doesn't know where to start, or a kid who their family, they never grew up doing gardening. Like, how do they get to that point? And that's what I want to talk to you today about. The strategy you can have to create that abundance. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. A lot of people are mistaken, and it happens with the rest of the areas of our life too, like a fit body or like an amazing overflowing bank account where you don't have to worry about money at all and you're at that end stage of financial freedom. Or maybe a thriving relationship. Like we think about that end goal and we're like, we need that tomorrow. And if we don't have that, we failed somehow. But first of all, that's not true. These aren't overnight successes. We have social media, and I think it blows up that kind of projection of like, I'm on a boat in Dubai. Anyways, it's where it's just not reality. So it's the exact same thing for plants. If we want the Garden of Eden, if you will, an abundant garden, something that is really special that provides for us, we have to provide for it. We have to invest in it, if you will. So that today, everybody, is called a plant portfolio. Okay, and that's like very vague, right? Okay, but Jack, build a plant portfolio. How do I do that? What's portfolio even mean? Guys, it's such a good analogy. It's like investing, and I'm not a financial advisor. I have to mention that. But it's the same exact concept, right? For someone who doesn't know what that is, it's just like basically your account, like your bank account, but like on a wider spectrum of like all your assets in the garden, right? All your assets in your bank account, right? Your assets. What are your assets for plants? And that's what you're looking to build. So I'm going to talk to you about the different assets you want to allocate. And the 3 main asset categories you want to have are annuals. So veggies, really, radishes, herbs. A lot of these, some herbs go longer, but like tomatoes, kale, one and done annuals, 1 year. You want to have those going, and a lot of them will reseed each season. So it's not like, oh, you're only getting these short-term gains. You could save the seeds, you could preserve it, you could dry it, and you could learn these season after season, get better with these crops. So it's an important category. A lot of people say, oh, annuals aren't important. I think we're deeply connected to them, and they have a place in a lot of contexts. So that's annuals. So how can I get more of those started this season? Build my portfolio there. Then perennials are number 2. That's the second category. Kind of the 2 to 3 year range, where in the off seasons, kind of any times of the year, it's producing something. And what are some examples of this? Like lemongrass, we make tea out of, it's a medicine. Longevity spinach, cranberry hibiscus, some of these edible leaves that go season after season and eventually peter out in like a handful of years. And then you go start it elsewhere. And the third asset class is the longer 3+ years, 10, 20, 30, 40 years growing in your system. That same organism, part of our plant portfolio. Guys, we adjust our portfolio just like in economics, not to bore you guys. If something changes in our environment, in the market, if you will, you go in and you change your portfolio. Okay, there's a disease wiping out lychees. Maybe I don't go heavily in lychee planting. You don't have to be committed. Oh, I said I was going to plant 100 sapodillas. Maybe you evolve out of that. Yeah, so this is just a surface level look into kind of how I like to look at building my abundant garden from the ground up. What plants do I need? Where do I go get them? How do I have them here right now? And ask yourselves, how much do I have in my account? Like, be like really like honest with yourself, because it's like, hey, if you want to have that abundant harvesting fruits, we better start feeding this account and learning about these plants and getting them in our possession. Take it seriously. How about this year? My plant portfolio could double. That's exciting to think about. What if it could triple, quadruple? Who knows? Who knows what you guys are looking to do this year? Plant portfolios, guys, make it a focus in your life if it interests you. So I hope you guys got a thing or two. We really, really appreciate you guys here, subscribing and liking, sharing all of the videos. We put a lot into it, and just sending love to you guys back at home. So we'll see you next time.